Keep my distance away, capturing moments that belong to your world. Each snapshot I take leaves my feelings unfurled. Through my lens I study every move you make. As I fulfill my commission, my heart starts to break. 'Cause you'll never notice me behind this glass, just another servant letting summer pass.
No matter how great the joy of the men and women of Estolia, a profound sadness parallels it when deity calls home early the favored few. Some hold that the trials faced by those in power reveal the depth of deity's favor upon our lives. Personal and poignant tragedies among deities blessed serve to help those with fewer blessings recognize what they possess and cherish what they have rather than lament what they lack. Reflections on Abdication, Sebastian Zakarian.
Bethany finished and flicked off the dark room's red light. Darkness swallowed the room. She closed her eyes as the darkness pressed against her eyelids, leaning her head against the doorframe. An ache in her shoulders and emptiness in her stomach emerged. Fumbling for the handle, she opened the door. As her eyes adjusted, she noticed the sunset's vibrant colors were nearly gone from the horizon. She turned away from the fading sunset's splendor, stripping off her clothes as she headed to the bedroom, letting them drop wherever they fell. She would pick them up later. She needed to take a shower to scrub away the layers of dust and grime from days spent developing photographs. If only she could wash away the dark thoughts clinging to her mind like a swarm of Estolian bats, big, hairy, creepy bats. As the shower warmed up, she busied herself by brushing her hair, avoiding her reflection. Lately, she couldn't bring herself to meet her own gaze, disliking the uncertainty mirrored in her eyes. Fear crept into her heart, a shadow she wasn't ready to confront. Once under the shower, the water drummed against her shoulders. She let the warm spray massage her tensions and fears away, though the pressing realization loomed. In a week, maybe 2, there would be no reason left for her to stay in Estolia. They had only been in Estolia for 5 days when Sebastian married Melanie. Within months, Princess Jackie's waistline thickened and excitement buzzed through the palace at the prospect of the new heir apparent. As the coronation day loomed, Bethany was troubled by just one thing: Gregory. She had fallen for him the instant they met, but he remained an enigma, revealing nothing of his feelings. With Melanie married and immersed in her passion for horses, Bethany and Gregory adeptly documented the matrimonial ceremonies of the heir apparent and his beautiful bride. As Jackie's pregnancy progressed, they joined forces with Melanie, Sebastian, and Gregory to capture the details of the transition year. They even recreated key events from before their arrival in Estolia, like Gregory's appointment as the last resort and the abdication by both men. Thinking about Gregory always stirred her anxiety. She reached for the shampoo, shifting her thoughts to what lay ahead. Her father had never fully acknowledged her, still holding her responsible for her mother's death when she was born. Indifferent housekeepers had raised her in early childhood, followed by years at boarding schools. When her passion for photography blossomed, he tolerated it, relieved she could sustain herself with her talent. On her 18th birthday, he presented her with new photographic equipment, a silent farewell. As she rinsed her hair, the emptiness of her life loomed large. With Melanie happily married, Bethany felt the absence of her partner acutely. She would assist in refining the documentation of the transition year, yet there was little left to chronicle. She turned off the water and stepped out of the shower, grabbing a towel from the heated rack. As she dried her hair and body, she mulled over the true source of her unease. 10 months with Gregory Zakarian had led her through highs of happiness and lows of despair. She was in love with him, longing to be part of his life. Yet, he never seemed interested in letting their relationship grow beyond the surface pleasure of their shared moments. As she dressed, memories of the previous night played in her mind. They had enjoyed a pleasant evening in the grand sitting room, where King Maximilian and Queen Catherine typically spent their evenings. She smiled, reminding herself to think of Leo as the king and Jackie as his queen. They were there too, and Bethany sat holding Isaiah, the newest heir. A deep, painful yearning to have a child of her own welled up inside her. Gregory spent much of his time with her, but despite the shared kisses and companionship, he never progressed their relationship further. She wanted him to want to create a child with her. She yearned to be more than just a casual date in his life. Once dressed, she gazed into the mirror, unsure of the source of her restlessness. Leaving her bedroom, she paused to admire the elegance of the sitting room. The tower suite was magnificent, enveloping her in a sense of royalty. The main level housed a sitting room, bedroom, bathroom, and a room she transformed into a dark room. A spiral staircase ascended to the tower's upper level, with another bedroom and bathroom. Melanie had occupied that room during their first 5 days in Estolia, before moving in with Sebastian. Soon they settled into a charming mansion crafted for the royal stable manager, enjoying their togetherness and planning ways to enhance the Estolian's breed. Her presence in Estolia wasn't truly necessary. It had always been a ploy to bring Melanie here. Doubts lingered over whether anything she had spent nearly a year preparing would ever be published. A light tap on her door had her calling out,
"Please come in."
Xavier, clad in his religious attire, wheeled into her sitting room. He flashed her the same congenial smile he always did.
"Do you have a moment to talk?"
he asked.
"Of course."
She replied, moving to the sitting area and settling into a chair. She waited as he wheeled himself closer.
"I wish to speak with you,"
he said,
"about the project you are currently working on, and about an extension of the project if you are willing."
She focused intently on him, resisting the urge to question whether her original commission would ever be published. She feared confirming her doubts, and knew she might not believe him, even if he reassured her.
"I realize your original contract is nearly complete. Would you be open to starting on a new project?"
"Tell me about it."
she invited. Talking with Xavier always seemed to dispel her doubts, but those uncertainties crept back during long hours spent developing photographs.
"I understand you are still wrapping up details on the original project, especially with Melanie focused entirely on her husband and horses. This morning, as I reflected on the coronation and recalled seeing you holding the future king of Estolia, it became clear what I should ask you. It is a sacrifice on your part, as I know Estolia has become a home for your soul. But if you are willing, I believe the best choice would be for you to continue documenting the Estolian nation, its religion and global presence. My question is, would you be open to extending your contract with a new commission?"
"I'm willing if it's something I'm capable of doing,"
she said after a moment of thought.
"I would ask you to travel to Barcelona to photograph key elements of the Estolian community and the royal stable. Sebastian and Melanie would like to join you, visiting the stables to ensure they adhere to the specialized breeding program established in Estolia. After Barcelona, your journey would continue to the west coast of Canada, to Vancouver, British Columbia. As with the community in Barcelona, the goal is to document the similarities and differences among the three locales, Canada, Spain, and Estolia. Your tour would conclude with a visit to the less centrally located community in California, situated around San Francisco.
She listened to him speaking the whole time, watching the way his expressions animated his face.
"What about when I'm done in California?"
She asked.
You will return to Estolia to develop the photographs. Once you have them, I trust you and Gregory can add words to create a photo documentary of Estolia, the transition, and the various Estolian communities. We will then meet to discuss future commissions.